Thank you for listening today on Revealing Wholeness, sponsored by Infinity Whole Health. Check out our website at infinityWholeHealth.com, where we are revealing the eternal in each individual, the infinite in the individual. The creativity is made manifest. Limitation is let go. Now, here's your host, Dr. Troy Munson.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness. And today I come to you with a heavy heart because I have a lot of parents who are asking questions about what do I do with my child and the amount of anxiety, even depression, racing thoughts, sleeplessness because of going back to school in the fall of 2020 when our schools are looking very, very different. And it is like nothing we've ever experienced. So how do we cope with that? What can we do? How can we help our children? And there's a couple of strategies here. Number one is we have this online stuff that kids are going to be subjected to. And it's interesting to note that some of the schools don't even allow parents to be or watch the Zoom meetings. I think that's really interesting too. Like, why are you trying to hide things? But beyond that, because that's another direction all on its own. But what can we do for kids that are having sleepless nights, that are in front of computers a lot more, that are, isolated and now they're depressed or they're anxious? Their self-worth and value is actually suffering too because they're not around a lot of their peers in ways that are meaningful to them. And so if we look into the brain itself, and I'm going to work on some clients who have depression or anxiety or sleeplessness, a lot of the products I'm going to use, or the vitamins that I'm going to start putting into their diet, are going to be very similar. How do we help a brain produce more energy so that it feels good and can produce neurotransmitters that make us feel happy, that don't lend towards sadness or depression or these other weird things that we suffer from? And a lot of it's going to be the mainstream B vitamins, but we don't just want to go buy a complex B vitamin because there's so much lacking from that. Most vitamin companies, if they make a synthetic B, which most of them do, they're not putting in the minerals and the phytonutrients along with those minerals that are very important in utilizing that B vitamin. So when we look at like thiamine mononitrate, B1, we're just getting B1, but we're not getting the mineral component, which is the cofactor. We're not getting the phytonutrients that help us use that. And they're making it from coal tar, which is from like tar pits. And so they're literally taking a petroleum product and then they're making a vitamin and they're selling it to you and I in a product thinking that we're getting something really good for us. And that's not very true. And so if we're going to start supporting mental health with children who are isolated, we've got to do it just like we would with adults because they're little adults. And so I use products that are chock full of all these phytonutrients and minerals because they're food-based, they're organic, and they can get the nutrients that they need. There are more than 20, 30 B vitamins out there. I just did a quick list on Google, and they don't even post all the B vitamins anymore. They were up to like B47 or even higher than that at one point in time. And they realized that they weren't vital amines, that our body actually produces a little bit of choline, a little bit of riboflavonoids, a little bit of inositol, a little bit of folic acid, that we produce some of these things in small amounts. And so they stop being somewhat vital amines or vitamins. And so there's so many phytonutrients out there that we don't know very much about. That's why we want to get it in your food all the time. Where is one of the highest source B vitamins? As those of you that have been around my podcast long enough know that I'm going to say liver. But who likes to eat liver? Not much, not many of us. Nutritional yeast is excellent. You can put it on popcorn, you can put it on eggs, you can put it in salad. It's actually pretty darn good, almost tastes cheesy. And so nutritional yeast is an excellent thing to use. Blackstrap molasses, for those of you that like black licorice, you'll find that you probably tend to like blackstrap molasses. Where does it come from? It comes from sugar being processed. And they're left over with this black tarry stuff when they want just the white granulated sugar. And that black tarry stuff is everything nature put in there so that our body could handle that sugar. And so we remove most of the sugar and give it all this whole nutrients like blackstrap molasses. We're getting tons of B vitamins, calcium, magnesium, potassium, trace minerals. It's a phenomenal way to get things. Many people are going to be like, I don't like any of those things. Well, then you're going to go with a pill. And so I have clients where their children will take Cataplex G. It's the lesser B vitamins that help vasodilate, which means it's also good for blood pressure, helps increase oxygen to the brain, and it's all those like I say, those little chemicals that we don't even know or have isolated yet that's in food, and it's there for the brain to relax. So people with racing thoughts, sleeplessness, insomnia, blood sugar issues, they're going to find a lot of helpful stuff happening with Cataplex G. Do I have some clients who do Cataplex G and their children don't calm down, they don't relax, they aren't able to concentrate? Yes, they have a much worse problem going on. We have to do even more things like fats, looking into detoxification of the brain, helping the liver process. What are they eating food-wise? Why are their sugars ramped up so much? So, I mean, that's kind of another talk, but that at least gives you some insight and some ideas into where to go if something simple like doing some high-dose naturally derived B vitamins will work for your child. And so for most of us, though, just getting through those doldrums, this will help a bunch. Now, those specifically for depression, let's say it's clinical where it's really, really severe, I will typically go with something like a niacinamide B6, so a natural niacinamide, and then B6 itself in a 5-to-1 ratio, and that does wonders for many adults as well as younger kids, and it's also a fat burner. So it's nice to help utilize fats in the digestive system to help break down things, help the liver break down fats and help absorb it, which we do need for nerve conduction and brain support. We need those fats and we need those B vitamins. So if you have questions, concerns, and are looking for more information on how to help your child relax and sleep and stay calm and be able to focus and to do work from a computer and maybe spend long hours in front of a computer, there are things that we need to talk about. So if that's you, please message me or email me. Either way, I would really appreciate talking with you and helping guide you into that new area as we approach the fall of 2020. So until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness.
Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach Dr. Munson at 360-893-8586 or email him at chiroman@dr.com. That's chiroman@dr.com. Check out our current workshop schedule on Facebook at Infinity Whole Health.